guys? It's Pat, aka Dreamer Pat. For those who do not know me, I am the #1 personal trainer out here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I've literally been training people for, man, it feels like 6 or 7 years now. It's been like a hot minute. I've also transformed over 300 people, and my goal is to get to 3,000, and I just love it. I can't help it. I just can't help myself. With that being said, in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 7 most common things that I get asked as a personal trainer the entirety, and hopefully this answers some of your questions you may have before, if you're thinking about, starting a personal training endeavor wherever you are. So let's check it out. All right, so let's jump right into it. So question number 1 that I get asked the most: how much is personal training and why is it so expensive? So let's talk about it. So the average cost for a certified personal trainer at any established gym generally is going to be between $200 and about $500 or $600 a month. That is the general cost for it. And to be clear, it's very dependent on where you are. So if you're in a more heavily populated city, like let's say like LA or New York, you should probably expect much higher prices, just because the average income per household is a lot higher there, so it just naturally fits. So again, why is that the price? So typically the way pricing is done for personal training is we usually do it on a per session basis, a weekly basis, or a monthly basis. Ideally, it's usually going to be a monthly basis, just because it's easier for you as a consumer or as a client to stay committed to something if you do it on a month basis, because let's just be real, naturally we flake out on things is the thing. So again, typically it's done on a monthly basis. Why is that? So typically a normal session, bar none, is about $35 a session. And most establishments try not to do a per session basis. 1, just because of just basic client psychology, and 2, it just helps you guys stay more committed. If we give you the option to jump ship at any point, you're gonna jump ship. I'm just gonna be real with you. It's a thing. It's easier for everyone to just stay committed to it, a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, whatever the case may be. So again, just to recap, so the average price for a personal training experience is usually between $200 to about $550, just depending on how often you want to train plays a role, how the length of the sessions. So typically the sessions can be broken up to 30, 60, or 90-minute increments. More than likely, most people prefer to do 30 or 60 minutes. Typically, those sessions are usually, if you go on a per session basis, again, a 30-minute session is probably about $35 per session, and then a 60-minute is probably going to be about $45 or $55, just depending, what that particular establishment is charging. That's typically going to be the price wherever you go for the most part. But there are some ways to make that whole process cheaper. And why is it so expensive? That's just the averages. That is the market average for the craft that we're offering. But ways you can make that process cheaper. So typically in any established gym, they always give options. So if you are going for a quote unquote lesser option, so if you just go for a 30-day program, you're typically going to be paying that base 30-day price. However, if you decide to do, let's say 2 months or 60 days, 90 days, or you do if you do a 4-month commitment to this trainer, you are more than likely able to actually find means of making your overall cost lower. Typically, the more you buy up front, the cheaper it is on the long run. For example, let's say you have a 3-month program. Let's say it's $300 a month. That comes out to, let's say that comes out to $900 for 3 months. But then the trainer can say something like, hey, if you decide to do with our 3-month program, we'll take $180 off of your program, saving you, X amount. So again, just things like that those are the ways to make the overall cost cheaper. But that is generally the price for one-on-one personal training in any capacity. Group fitness training does vary. Typically those prices can be around about $15 to $35 per session. Same thing, the more you pay up front, the cheaper it's going to be. So yeah, question number 1 is, why is it so expensive? Or how much is it? Again, it is typically going to be between $200 to about $600 per month. The way to make that cost cheaper is you just pay for more upfront. And when I say for more upfront, you commit to more upfront. So that'd be a contractual agreement. So yeah, there's your answer. All right, so question number 2. Okay, how do I know if I need a personal trainer? So this is a very popular question. So the way that you know that you need a certified personal trainer is actually pretty interesting. So it usually happens when you come to a point in your own fitness journey that you have realized that you can no longer mentally do it yourself. And it takes a lot of introspection to kind of admit this. It takes a lot of just knowing yourself very well, self-awareness for that. And to be clear, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a reason why there's so many gyms out here that have so many certified personal trainers, is because a lot of people on their fitness journeys reach a point where they're like, yo, I can't do this on my own. I need someone to hold me accountable. I need someone that's gonna literally help me get from point A to point B. And there's literally nothing wrong with that. We do that in so many different aspects in our life. It's not even funny. Whether it's going to a car dealership and asking them help me navigate, going to a store and say, hey, I can't find something. You reached a point at some point that you said, okay, look, I want to get to B, but I'm really just not sure how to get to B. So that's where we come in. The other main reason is maybe you are in your fitness journey and you just want to take it one step further. Let's say you're relatively elite in fitness and you want to just take it one step further, but you're not sure how, or you just need that extra, that push in there. So again, as a certified personal trainer, they offer accountability and a lot of motivation to help you in your journey. And sometimes those aspects are very hard to find in just your day-to-day routines. So again, there is nothing wrong with admitting you need a personal trainer, because there's so many people that come to that point. I myself had a coach at one point, actually in several points. When I was a wrestler, when I was competing in fitness, I had a coach. I know that in order for me to become successful as a wrestler at that time, I needed a wrestling coach. I needed someone who could show me the art of wrestling. I know when I wanted to compete in fitness, when I was doing men's physique, I needed someone that could show me the way of training for men's physique. I needed that extra training, I needed the extra program, I needed the extra routine, I needed extra accountability to make sure that I was successful in those crafts. So to answer your question, how do you know? It's usually when you reach a point in your fitness journey where you feel like you want to get to point B, but you're just not sure how. You just don't know how, or you're not comfortable with it, or you're trying to figure out how to get that magical recipe to get to that fitness goal, but you just can't quite figure it out. And you realize that you just need a little extra accountability and a little extra programming to help you get there. And that's how you know. All right, so question number 3. All right, how do I know that I'm not gonna fail? So this is a very, very, very deep-seated question that is very specific to what people have experienced in their fitness journey. So I'm gonna talk about myself real quick. So I know me, when I started my own fitness journey years ago, I literally weighed $113. And just to be very clear, $113. Obviously I don't weigh that no more. And when I started, I had it in my mind already that I was not gonna be successful in my fitness journey. In my mind, I did not think in any fathomable way that I was gonna be able to be successful in my fitness journey. I just didn't. I didn't think I had the genetics for it. I didn't have the genetics for it. I didn't think I had the mindset for it. I didn't feel like I could lift heavy enough. I had so many programmed things in my mind that told me that my journey was not possible. And I honestly thought it was just not gonna happen. And the reason why I waited so long to reach out to, a coach and, all that stuff is because honestly, I just didn't even think I would even get far enough to get close to that point where I needed that support. I just didn't see the connection of let me seek someone and anything like that. I had so many self-defeating, I was just so used to not winning in my fitness journey that I just assumed it was just not gonna work no matter what I did. So I spent a lot of my early journey struggling more than I should have. There was so many points where if I knew what I knew now, I could have been much further, much sooner. So I just assumed I would fail. So every client going into a new fitness journey is worried about investing and not succeeding. That is just, it's the name of the game. Is it worth me spending X amount of dollars to get this goal that I may not even get? And that is the ultimate risk that you as the client have to decide. And I will say there is a high percentage that you will be successful in your fitness journey. And to be real with you, there is a point that you may not. And a lot of it has to do with choosing the correct trainer for you. So one of the number one staples of personal training is that there are so many different ways to help you get to your goal. And ultimately, there's so many different ways to make you not get to your goal. So a good way to kind of counteract that feeling of what if I fail is you need to have that close relationship with your personal trainer. You need to have that open communication with that personal trainer where you tell him some of those fears and some of those bad experiences you've had and your own fitness journey. You have to be able to be vocal about these things. The reality of any fitness journey, it is the most physically and mentally taxing thing you will do. There's going to be numerous occasions where you want to quit because, let's be real, it sucks. There's going to be numerous occasions where you will argue the value in your mind. Is it worth spending this much money? Is it worth spending this much time? Am I getting anywhere? You're going to have so many points in your journey where you feel like you're ultimately just failing. So to answer your question, how do I know I'm not going to fail? Every client should go into any consultation, any gym, any personal training experience, and you just need to make sure you arm yourself with the right questions. And when you're actually in your fitness journey, make sure that the trainer you have chosen is taking an adequate enough time to focus on your programming and what you need to get done. So to be clear, there is no such thing as the perfect program. Every program requires a lot of adjusting. Every program requires a lot of modifications. And everyone's program requires a certain amount of just mental equity and support and motivation to get you where you need to go. So how do I know you're not going to fail? Is if you communicate well with your personal trainer, you are actively doing the protocols given to you. And I understand that sometimes in your journeys, you're probably going to mess this up, and that's okay. I advise you that if you have certain protocols you need to follow and you mess up some of them, tell that to your trainer. Your trainer is there for you to make sure that you are able to have that outlet for you to dish all that negative juju over to him to make sure that he or she can help you get to your journey. That is the main role of a personal trainer, to help motivate you and keep you accountable on your journey. So again, communicate with your trainer and expect changes. And if they're not making changes, take that as a red flag that you may need to choose a different trainer, or something needs to be changed, or you need to have that conversation with your personal trainer. You should not be doing the same exact program you did month 1 on month 4. That should just, in most occasions, that should not be a reality. There should be some level of modification, some level of intensity change. There should be something that is changing throughout your program that's going to help, that allow you to push you to that next level. So again, those are 3 ways you know you won't fail. And I understand that even with those 3 things, there is still a point that you may still fail, but the reality is you don't ever really fail unless you just outright quit. And when I say quit, I don't mean in the sense of I didn't see what I was trying to see right away and I'm just choosing a new trainer. Like, no, when I say quit is when you 100% decided that you no longer want the thing you said you wanted to get. Now, if you decide that if the trainer you're working with is not helping you achieve the goals and the things you're trying to achieve, then at that point you have the choice to choose another trainer. And that is not by any stretch of the imagination quitting. That is you noticing that you need something that is just a little different from the experience you're getting right now, and you're just not quite getting it in your current situation, so you need something just different, better, just different. That's not quitting. Quitting is when you 100% stop trying to achieve what you're trying to achieve. So again, how do you know you won't fail? Just do not quit. And quitting does not mean choosing a different trainer. That's not quitting. So again, that's how you know. All right, question number 4. What is the point of hiring a personal trainer? I'm going to talk about myself real quick. So I know when I've always been athletically inclined to some degree. I've always been participating in sports. I've always been, working out. I've always been doing, yada, yada, yada. So when it came time to make a decision to do men's physique, at that point before I did men's physique, I had a relatively good foundation of fitness already. I've gone through my personal fitness journey. I made a lot of progress. I saw the changes. I worked out heavily. I was doing all the things necessary at that point to get to myself to a point in my fitness journey where I felt a little more confident about what I was doing. And when it came time to hire a coach for men's physique / bodybuilding, I asked myself, what is the point of hiring this dude? Like, I already know how to lift, I already know how to eat, I know how to do supplements in some degree, I already know all that, so what's the point? So the part that I failed to realize is that, the main role of a personal trainer or coach, at whatever craft that they're choosing, is they are specializing in reaching this said goal. So at that point of my journey, I did not take any particular specialization in understanding the world of men's physique and bodybuilding. I did not know much about that world. I assumed that because I had previous knowledge in it, that I was relatively in tune of what it takes to get to that goal. When in reality, at that point in my journey, I did not know very much about it. So what is the point? The point is to choose a trainer that is going to help you reach the specific goal that you are trying to achieve at that given time, so you can be successful and reach that overarching, yes, we made it moment. So there is this level of like pride that comes into it. Sometimes there is this level of, is a personal trainer really even going to do anything for me? There's always those points. And the best way I can say for those is to counteract those mindsets is you just gotta give it a try. That's the best way I can say it. Like you have to kind of humble yourself a little bit and just be like, you know what? I know this is the goal I want. What's the point of hiring this dude? You know what? Let me give it a 30-day try. Let me give it a 2-week try. And you could even communicate that to a trainer too. Say, hey, look, I've never really done this whole personal training thing, but I just want to give it a try. I just want to see what the whole point of it is. What does it even look like? What's involved in it? Why do I need you? You know what I mean? So that is a very common question. What's the point of a trainer? Our role is simply, point blank period, is to help you reach your goal. That is what we do. We keep you accountable. We make sure that you have all the tools needed to be successful in your journey, and you have the roadmap to get there, and we're going to implement that roadmap. That is the main point of why we exist in that capacity at that given time. So as far as like your mindset, how you should approach it, just kind of like for me, like I had to kind of humble myself. I knew I had a strong foundation in training already, but I never actually went on that particular journey. So my what's the point kind of had to be humbled a little bit. I had kind of just eat some humble pie and just kind of go for it. So again, that is what's the point of a trainer. Our point, we're just here to help you get your goal, man. That's it. That point blank period. That's what we're here for. All right, question number 5. What are the main reasons why people quit? Why do most people quit? So it's like with myself again. So full transparency, like on my own fitness journey, I probably quit at least 20 plus times, honestly. Like I don't think people understand that no fitness journey is clean. No fitness journey is without fault. No fitness journey is without rhyme or reason. No fitness journey is without moments of like, what's going on? Like that is not a reality. I think people see so many people like online and like on or social media, like they're like these bastions of like motivation and strength, but like they built themselves up to that point, and they've earned the stripes to get to that point where it's officially just a way of life. It's no longer, it's like there's like different phases for clients and people to get to that point of that it's just a way of life. Me in particular, I quit so many times. I'm not even gonna front. There's been so many moments I quit. And when I say quit, I mean like I was like, nope, not doing this no more. This is stupid. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm gonna take a long hiatus from doing this. I don't want to do it. So I personally stopped a few times, quite a few times, because one, I didn't see the results I was trying to. I just wasn't getting it. Like skinny kid trying to get it, nothing was happening. I'm lifting all these weights, eating all this food, and nothing's happening. Like I'm just discouraged. Straight up, like I just felt discouraged. Like I didn't really feel like I was getting anywhere. I felt like I was just wasting my time. Honestly, I just didn't see it. I also felt that every time I would dedicate all this time to it, that I had no idea what I was doing in a way. So it just felt pointless. Like why am I taking time out of my day to do something I don't even know how to do? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. I could be doing something else, something less annoying, to be honest. And then the other main reason why I stopped was I just didn't feel like I was meant for it. All right, question number 6. Will a trainer judge me? Now, this one, I totally get this, and I do get this all the time. When I started my journey, again, I always go back to my journey, because I was so tiny in my journey, I honestly felt like everybody was judging me. Like, I know when people say when you go to the gym, no one's really paying attention to you, but I felt like they were paying attention to me because I was this little string bean trying to lift. So, because I always felt like I was the outcast of the gym, and I felt like I was the weirdo and the little tall, like the skinny dude, like, I never felt comfortable in any training environment in any way, shape, or form. Like, going to a regular gym with totally yoked up dudes did not feel good for my like psyche. It just didn't. It made me feel like I did not belong there, and I just didn't feel good. So fast forward, you know, when it came time to hire a coach for wrestling and all that good stuff, you know, kind of the same mindset. Like, I didn't feel like I was meant to be there. And I will say the only thing that made me feel better about my decision was honestly just talking to the trainer. Honestly, like that, just getting to know, or getting to know the coach, just getting to know him like on a personal level, because there's just a level of anxiety that comes with, you know, doing fitness for sure, or like, you know, telling someone like, I don't know what's going on, this is my goal, I'm not sure. There's just a level of anxiety that comes with that. So that being said, you know, how do you know a trainer's not going to judge you? You got to understand that there's this magical thing that we call it the trainer bubble, where when you are in a fitness journey in any, you know, gym, whatever it is, there's this unspoken rule, unspoken like writing on the wall that says, this client is with the trainer and you don't mess with him because he's with me. I'm his, you know, I'm their shield. So we essentially create this trainer bubble where anyone and everyone around you is not going to judge you. So how do you know the actual trainer's not going to judge you though? How do you know that? Honestly, you just have to get to know the trainer. You have to just try to get to know them. Like, you know, we're not robots, you know, we're humans. And a lot of times, you know, typically trainers are relatively fit. You know, they've gone through a journey of some degree. So they're, you know, they have that level of experience to them. So you kind of initially look at a trainer like, ugh, he's already fit. Like, he's going to look at me like I'm this, you know, fat slob or skinny twig, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And that is honestly just a lot of, I call it just past experiences that need to be unpacked. And the way to like unpack those, you know, things is just getting comfortable with the trainer. So like, you know, I've trained a countless amount of people with various different fitness goals and various starting points. And a lot of times it is just that initial, like, you know, I just don't want to be judged. I just don't want to feel uncomfortable on my own skin. I don't want to feel like you're judging me. I don't want to feel like you think I'm making bad decisions and yada, yada, yada. So again, a lot of that has to do with just literally just talking to your trainer, man. Like, there's no way to avoid it. Just get to know them. Like, we typically have gone through pretty tough journeys already to get to this point of saying like, I want to be a trainer. And a lot of times we become trainers because we never had that person back in the day to help us in our journey. So we want to, and you know, we want to encourage that for you. So, you know, we are, in most occasions, very down to earth people. And I can personally say, I don't judge my clients. I love my clients in all different levels of fitness. You know, I just love getting people to goals. Like, I just wake up for it. Like, it's fun, it's awesome, it rocks. Like, let me get to your goal. I love it. So I don't care where you start. I don't care if you're 300 plus or you're 98 pounds. I do not care at all. So I never judge my clients ever. You know, do I get disappointed when they make questionable decisions? I mean, of course, my role is to call you out. That's what I do. But as far as like spitefully judging you, as far as like attacking you, most high valued trainers are not going to do that, to be honest. And a lot of times it really just comes down to just breaking the ice with someone. It's just like anyone, like honestly, when you meet anybody new, like you always have that initial anxiety of like, oh, hi. So there's always that initial anxiety. So, you know, I get it. I really do. But like I said, the easiest answer to say is, how do you know it's not going to judge you? Is you just got to get to know them. And if for some crazy reason you are judged by a trainer, like, dude, just find a new trainer. Like, I'm telling you right now, there's more than enough trainers in this world that would absolutely love to help you reach your goal, and I'm definitely one of them. So come over here, I got you. I'll form the trainer bubble. You're good. So yeah, to answer that question is just get to know them. You know, like I said, we're not robots. We're humans. I'm a particularly pretty weird guy, anyways. You know, I'm a nerd, so like I speak nerd. I am nerd, so like I'm pretty. It's fine. So yeah, that's how you know. All right. And our last question, and the most commonly asked questions I get all the time, this one particularly always get messaged like my DMs for people that aren't locally. How do I choose the right trainer? So this is a great question. And I will say a lot of it has to do with just how you mesh with said trainer. So me back in the day, I had such like a weird mix of like pride and no clue what I'm doing. Like I had so much pride that I didn't want to talk to a trainer or coach, but I wasn't getting anywhere with results, so it didn't make any sense. Like I wasn't getting anywhere, but I had too much pride. Like it just didn't make sense. So when it came time to, you know, seek out a wrestling coach, when it came to seeking a men's physique coach and all that good stuff, you know, I know that I'm a very like, when I got to that point, I'm a very like no BS guy. Like I don't want to hear like any fluff. I don't want to hear like how things are super duper great and everything's amazing. I want to know that when I walk to the gym, here's the goal, accomplish the goal. That's me. That's like how my mind operates. That's what I like. You know, don't feed me any quote unquote BS. Just don't do it. So when it came time for me to choose, you know, a men's physique coach, I had options. Of course, there's tons of them out here, but I needed someone who just spoke the same language. Like I needed someone that had the big dream vision, and I needed someone who had the mindset of just work hard, and I needed someone that had the expertise. So I essentially found a coach at that time who, you know, he possessed those skills, man. He just got it. Like he knew that I was not the kind of person that you had. He just knew I was the kind of person that needed that like constant like supervision and all that good stuff. So again, like we just meshed very, very well. It was easy. Set plan, let's do it, cool, let's keep it moving. So to answer your question, how do I know how do I choose the trainer for me? So a lot of this process has to do with you doing your own personal research for one. So first thing I always tell people is do your research. So like look who in your area is the best trainer. Like just type it in, like best personal trainers in said city, best trainers in Fayetteville, best personal trainers in Fayetteville, best personal trainers in New York, you know, whatever. And take a look at them. Like look at their reviews, look at their stories, you know, what are they putting out there? I argue that any quality quote unquote trainer or any quality trainer is gonna showcase everything he does. I think transparency is awesome. I think it's crucial. I think it's key. And I think any valuable trainer is going to show the world his craft and he's going to love it. So there should be no mystery just by searching this person up, like what they're all about and what they love. So that's just me. And then read the reviews. You know, what are other people saying about this particular training experience? What are other people saying about going through this program and going through it? Look at some of the transformations. Look at their Facebook page. Like, just do your research. Like, look at all the things that the internet is allowing you to do. Like, there's so many tools out there to like get a good idea, a good grasp of how that person is just based on just doing your research. Second thing, you know, meeting the trainer. Meet them. You know, get to know them. Like, talk to them. You know, a lot of times, you know, your initial anxiety for choosing a trainer is just based on like you're just nervous to meet the dude or guy or female. Like you're just nervous to. So like just take the time out, meet the trainer, talk to them, get an idea what they're about, get an idea of their goals, and you know, get to know them. Like there's nothing wrong with that. So again, the reason why you do that is because you want to be paired with a trainer that you're like comfortable with. You know, like you don't want to be paired with someone that is like not going to give you like that sense of like, okay, we're doing something here. Like you want to find the trainer that makes you feel welcomed and invited, and it's fun, and it's a great environment, everyone's winning. Like you want to be part of the winning team. Let's be honest, you want to be on the winning team. And then thirdly, you know, do a 1 month trial. Do a, you know, try 2 weeks, you know, give it a week, you know, go through a certain amount of like trial period with the trainer. Now don't expect it to be free like a week or 2 weeks, you know, it's kind of pushing it, but like, you know, if you don't feel comfortable with going for the full month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever the case may be, and you know, tell that to them like, hey, look, I really want to give you a shot, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I have so many clients that come through our doors that they read the reviews, they've seen the videos, they messaged me on Facebook, Instagram, they've gone through the works, they've done their research, they looked at us, and they still come to like, Pat, I'm not sure about you. I don't know. I'm just not sure. So that's fine. Like, I love earning my business. I love it. So again, like, do it. Like, try it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and see how it goes. Maybe at week 2 you realize maybe this isn't the environment for you. It happens, and that's okay. Like, you know, I always tell people, like, make sure you read the contracts you're signing. Like, make sure you have a clear understanding how those works. Like, don't get caught in a situation you don't want to be a part of. Like, make sure that, like, one, the trainer makes expectations known and actually does them. Like, there's so many occasions where like people sign up and they're like, oh God, worst mistake ever. But you know, make sure there's clear expectations. Make sure that everything is, you know, everything they're walking the walk and doing the talk too. They're talking the talk. So, those are like 3 staples of like make sure you're choosing like the perfect trainer for you. So like, 1, do your research. Research, get an idea who they are before you step through the doors. Don't just find some rinky-dink trainer that's, you know, low-key, not really trying that hard, you know, barely posting stuff. Like, find, you know, go for the quality, man. Go for the quality. 2, get to know them. Like, you know, come out, try a set, you know, say, hey, I want to try a session, whatever, get to know them, talk to them. Just get to know them on that level. And then thirdly, if you want to do a trial period with them, say, hey, look, I'll pay you X for 2 weeks of training, and you know, give me your best, and if I don't like it, I'm out. I love a challenge. I don't care. I'm with it. So like, I'm so down for 2-week trials. Let's do it, man. So you know, get to that place where you feel comfortable, and that is the tried and true way of like choosing the perfect trainer for you, for sure. All right, guys, those are my 7 most commonly asked questions. Like I said, man, I love doing videos like this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. On that note, if you guys want to stay connected with me, again, I have my links down below if you want to message me on Facebook. If you have a goal you're not sure about, you have any questions in the entire world, like I said, I'd love to help, man. This is what I'm here for. It's what I love to do. It makes my day all the time. So don't be afraid to ask me anything. I'm like the nerdiest dude you ever meet. Like, I play Magic the Gathering. Like, trust me, I'm like the least intimidating guy in the world. So like, ask whatever you want. I'm cool with it, man. I just have fun on my day-to-day. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, or if you want to get started with us, like I said, links are right down below. Click them, check them out, whatever. But all I ask is that you do one thing for me, is that at the end of this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and spread the word, man. It helps. On that note, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. And on that note, have a good one.